In 1927, a discovery sent shockwaves through the scientific world. Particles could exist in two places at once. But here's the real shocker: your thoughts might work the same way. Let's begin at the historic Solvay Conference in Brussels. A group of brilliant physicists, including Albert Einstein and Niels Bohr, gathered to debate the mysteries of the quantum world. Among their most groundbreaking revelations was the Copenhagen Interpretation, a theory that shattered everything we thought we knew about reality. Here's what they uncovered. Particles, the tiny building blocks of the universe, didn't behave as you'd expect. Instead of following predictable rules, they could exist in multiple states at once until someone observed them. This phenomenon, known as the observer effect, revealed something extraordinary. The act of observing, of being conscious, could collapse these particles into a single state. In other words, consciousness wasn't just a passive experience. It actively shaped the physical world. This led to an uncomfortable question. If consciousness can influence particles, could it be far more powerful than anyone imagined? Take Schrödinger's famous cat experiment. The hypothetical cat, trapped in a box with a radioactive particle, existed in a strange limbo, both alive and dead, until someone opened the box and observed it. This wasn't just a bizarre thought experiment. It hinted at a deeper connection between the quantum world and our ability to observe it. Physicists like Eugene Wigner took the idea further. Wigner suggested that consciousness itself might be the missing link in the puzzle of quantum mechanics. If particles behave differently when observed, what does that say about the role of human thought in shaping reality? And here's where things get personal. Think about your own mind for a moment. Thoughts seem fleeting, intangible, and purely internal. But what if they're more than that? What if, like quantum particles, your thoughts exist in multiple states, until you focus on one, collapsing it into reality? Emerging evidence hints at this possibility. Researchers have found parallels between the behavior of quantum particles and the workings of the human brain. For instance, the way neurons communicate across synapses mirrors the probabilistic nature of quantum mechanics. Could this mean your thoughts aren't just contained within your head? Could they be rippling out into the universe, influencing the world around you in ways you've never considered? The Copenhagen Interpretation gave us a glimpse of a universe far stranger and more connected than we ever imagined. But it was only the beginning. As science delves deeper into the quantum realm, we're uncovering clues that your mind and the quantum world might not just intersect. They might be inseparably linked. And if that's true, then what you think and observe may not just shape your personal reality. It could influence the fabric of existence itself. So, the next time you dismiss a thought as insignificant, remember this: in the quantum world, even the smallest observation can create profound change. Now, let's explore how this quantum connection becomes even more startling when we consider the brain itself, a powerhouse of quantum computations that might just hold the key to unlocking the true nature of consciousness. Every second, quantum computations in your brain exceed the power of all supercomputers on Earth combined. Imagine for a moment that your brain is more than just a biological computer. Beneath its intricate web of neurons lies something extraordinary, a quantum engine operating at a scale beyond anything we've ever built. This isn't science fiction. It's the revolutionary idea proposed by Sir Roger Penrose and Dr. Stuart Hameroff, known as the orchestrated objective reduction, orchestroar, theory. At the heart of this theory are tiny structures called microtubules, which exist within your brain cells. For decades, these microtubules were thought to be simple scaffolding for cellular structure. But Penrose and Hameroff saw something far more profound. They proposed that microtubules might function as quantum processors, capable of performing calculations that defy the limits of classical computing. Here's where it gets even more intriguing. Quantum mechanics operates on principles like superposition and entanglement, where particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously or be instantly connected across vast distances. Penrose and Hameroff suggested that microtubules leverage these principles to orchestrate vast quantum computations in your brain, every second billions of times over. To understand the scale of this, consider the fact that the most advanced supercomputers struggle to simulate even a small fraction of a single molecule's quantum behavior. Yet, according to Orchestroir, your brain is performing quantum operations on an unimaginable scale. And it's not just about raw processing power. This theory also sheds light on the mystery of consciousness itself. Penrose argued that consciousness isn't a byproduct of neural activity, as many believe. Instead, it's a quantum phenomenon, a process that emerges from the collapse of quantum states in your microtubules. One of the most astonishing implications of this theory is quantum entanglement within the brain. If microtubules in different parts of your brain are entangled, it means they can communicate instantaneously, no matter the distance. This could explain phenomena like intuition, where insights seem to arise out of nowhere, as if different parts of your brain are syncing up in ways traditional neuroscience can't explain. And it's not just theoretical. Recent experiments have revealed quantum vibrations in neural networks, lending credibility to the idea that the brain operates at a quantum level. These vibrations suggest that your thoughts and decisions might not just follow the predictable paths of classical physics. Instead, they could be shaped by quantum processes, where probabilities and possibilities collide to create new realities. Think about this. Every thought you have, every decision you make, could be the result of quantum computations happening in your brain. But it doesn't stop there. If entanglement is at play, your brain might not just be connected to itself, it could be connected to the quantum fabric of the universe. This raises profound questions. Could quantum entanglement explain moments of synchronicity, when events in your life seem too perfectly aligned to be mere coincidence? Could your thoughts ripple out into the world, influencing people and events in ways you never imagined? And if your brain is entangled with the universe, what does that mean for the boundaries of your consciousness? Are they as rigid as they seem, or could they extend far beyond your physical body? As we continue to explore the quantum mind, the evidence is mounting. Your brain isn't just a machine. It's a quantum marvel, intricately connected to the very fabric of existence. But the implications don't stop here. What happens when this quantum connection reaches beyond your mind, into the space between people across distances, and even into other living beings? That's where we're headed next. Scientists just entangled 2 diamonds the size of your palm. What happens when we discover our brain cells have been doing it all along? In the world of quantum physics, one discovery stands out as both groundbreaking and deeply unsettling: entanglement. Albert Einstein famously referred to it as spooky action at a distance because it defied everything classical physics had taught us. Here's what it means. When 2 particles become entangled, they remain instantly connected, no matter how far apart they are. Change the state of one, and the other responds immediately, even if they're separated by light years. Now, imagine this strange phenomenon isn't just happening at the subatomic level, but within your own body, specifically inside your brain. Let's start with the experiments that made entanglement undeniable. In recent years, scientists have successfully entangled objects far larger than single particles. 2 diamonds, small enough to hold in your hand, were entangled in a lab, and their vibrations mirrored each other instantly across space. If entanglement can exist in something as structured as diamonds, what about the highly dynamic and intricate environment of the human brain? Here's where it gets fascinating. Studies have uncovered evidence that biological systems, including your cells and even your DNA, might naturally exhibit quantum entanglement. Your brain's microtubules, for instance, are a prime candidate. If microtubules can entangle, it means different parts of your brain could communicate faster than the speed of light, bypassing the traditional limitations of neural networks. But there's more. This could explain some of the most mysterious phenomena we've all experienced, like moments of deep connection with others. Consider twins who report feeling each other's emotions or pain, even when separated by thousands of miles. Or the inexplicable intuition you have about a loved one in distress. What if these aren't coincidences, but quantum entanglement at work? And it doesn't stop at individuals. experiments have shown that groups of people can become synchronized in ways that defy logic. For example, studies in meditation have found that when a group meditates together, their brainwaves align. This isn't just metaphorical, scientists have measured it. Could this alignment be a form of mass entanglement, where human consciousness becomes interconnected, creating a shared field of influence? Let's take this even further. In groundbreaking research, scientists discovered entangled particles inside biological tissues, suggesting that the phenomenon is more common in living systems than we ever imagined. This means your thoughts and emotions might not just be private experiences. They could be entangled with others, subtly influencing people and events across distances. Imagine what this means for your daily life. What if the thoughts you think, the emotions you feel, and the intentions you hold aren't just affecting you? What if they're creating invisible connections with others, shaping relationships, outcomes, and even the energy of the world around you? Einstein resisted the implications of entanglement, calling it impossible. But experiment after experiment has proven him wrong. The universe isn't just connected by physical forces. It's woven together by invisible threads of quantum entanglement. And if that's true, the boundaries of your consciousness might not be boundaries at all. Your thoughts and feelings could ripple out, creating effects you can't see but are undeniably real. The question isn't whether entanglement exists, it does. The question is, how deeply is it woven into your mind, your relationships, and your reality? And as scientists continue to unravel these mysteries, they're uncovering something even more astonishing. The power of entanglement isn't limited to the brain. It could extend into the quantum dance of thoughts, reshaping how we understand consciousness itself. That's where we're heading next, as we explore how the quantum entanglement in your neurons might explain telepathic connections, shared experiences, and the astonishing interconnectedness of human minds. When twins feel each other's pain across continents, it's not magic. It's quantum mechanics. Have you ever had a thought or emotion that felt as though it wasn't entirely your own? Maybe you suddenly thought of a loved one moments before they called, or you felt an overwhelming sense of someone's distress, only to find out later they were in trouble. These experiences might feel mystical, but quantum mechanics offers a scientific explanation: entangled neurons. Let's break this down. Inside your brain, neurons are constantly firing, transmitting information through electrical signals. But researchers now believe these neurons may also operate on a quantum level, where entanglement could allow them to communicate in ways far beyond the limitations of traditional biology. Here's the theory: if neurons, or even the microtubules within them, become entangled, they create a network that operates instantaneously. This means that your brain might be able to send and receive information not only within itself but potentially across space, connecting to others. This isn't just speculation. There's evidence that something extraordinary is happening. One famous experiment involved two individuals placed in separate rooms, unable to communicate by any traditional means. Researchers monitored their brainwaves as they meditated on a shared intention. Astonishingly, their neural activity showed signs of synchronization, as if their minds were talking to each other through an invisible connection. But how is this possible? The answer lies in quantum tunneling, another phenomenon straight out of the quantum playbook. In the quantum realm, particles can pass through barriers that should be impenetrable, as if they found a hidden shortcut through space and time. If this happens in your brain, it could allow information to bypass traditional neural pathways, creating what seems like telepathic communication. And it's not just about communication, it's about shared experiences. Think of the unexplainable bond between twins or close friends who seem to just know what the other is feeling. Could this be a result of entangled neurons, creating a quantum bridge that transmits emotions and thoughts across distances? The implications are profound. If your thoughts are connected to others through quantum entanglement, it means your mind isn't isolated. It's part of a larger, interconnected web of consciousness. And this interconnectedness might explain phenomena that have long baffled scientists and skeptics alike. For instance, Studies on empathy have shown that when one person feels an emotion intensely, others nearby can begin to mirror that emotion, even without direct interaction. This emotional contagion could be more than just a psychological effect. It might be the result of quantum entanglement creating a shared emotional field. And then there are the stories that seem to defy logic entirely. Documented cases of people sensing a loved one's pain or joy from across the globe. Twin siblings finishing each other's sentences even after years of living apart. These aren't coincidences, they could be quantum mechanics at work in the realm of human thought. Even the experiences we attribute to intuition might have a quantum explanation. Have you ever felt a gut instinct that turned out to be right? What if that wasn't just your subconscious piecing things together, but a quantum signal from an entangled thought, yours or someone else's? But this is where the mystery deepens. If quantum mechanics governs the way our thoughts and emotions interact, does that mean we have more control over this process than we realize? Could we consciously strengthen these connections, creating deeper bonds and more profound insights? Quantum entanglement is showing us that thoughts are not confined to our heads. They're part of a vast, interconnected dance, particles of energy and consciousness intertwining across the universe. This particle dance of your thoughts isn't just theoretical. It's happening right now in ways that are reshaping how we understand the mind, the self, and the very nature of reality. And if this is true, then the act of thinking might be far more powerful than we ever imagined. What does it mean for our relationships, our decisions, and the way we shape the world around us? To answer that, we must consider the role consciousness plays at the most fundamental level, where your thoughts may literally be reshaping the universe. That's exactly where we're headed next. Your observation changes reality at the quantum level. Every thought is literally reshaping the universe. What if the universe itself is conscious? This is the bold idea proposed by quantum physicist Amit Goswami in his groundbreaking theory of the self-aware universe. According to Goswami, consciousness is not just a byproduct of physical processes in the brain. Instead, it is the fundamental building block of reality. Here's the key idea. In the quantum world, nothing exists in a definite state until it is observed. Before observation, particles exist as probabilities, spread out in a wave of potential outcomes. This phenomenon is known as the quantum measurement problem. But the moment an observer pays attention, the wave collapses into a single reality. This is the observer effect, where your very act of observing transforms the universe around you. Now, let's think about what this means for your daily life. If reality is shaped by observation, then every thought, intention, and belief you hold has the power to influence the fabric of existence itself. You are not a passive participant in the universe, you are a creator. Goswami takes this even further. He argues that consciousness doesn't just collapse wave functions in the quantum world. It shapes reality at all levels. The universe, in his view, is a self-aware entity, and your individual consciousness is a part of this greater whole. This suggests that your thoughts are not isolated but deeply connected to the universe's creative process. Think about it. If consciousness shapes reality, then every moment of your life is a collaboration between you and the cosmos. Your thoughts aren't just fleeting internal experiences. They are waves of potential, interacting with the quantum field to bring certain outcomes into existence. And there's evidence to support this. Studies in quantum physics have shown that the observer effect isn't limited to experiments in a lab. It extends to human interactions and even global events. One striking example is the Global Consciousness Project, where random number generators around the world produce patterns during major global events, as if human consciousness itself was influencing them. Goswami's theory also sheds light on why our thoughts and emotions carry so much power. Every time you hold a belief or focus on a goal, you are collapsing possibilities into reality. This could explain why people who consistently visualize success often achieve it. It's not just positive thinking. It's quantum mechanics in action. But there's a deeper implication. If consciousness is the foundation of reality, then how we think, feel, and observe the world directly impacts not just our lives, but the lives of those around us. It might even ripple out into the cosmos itself. Consider this: when you interact with others, your consciousness doesn't just observe, it entangles. Goswami's theory suggests that these entangled states of consciousness could influence relationships, communities, and even collective human behavior. This aligns with studies on the power of group intention, where coordinated thoughts and prayers have been shown to create measurable effects in the world. But it's not just about big, collective movements. It's about the small, personal ways your observation shapes your reality. When you approach life with gratitude, optimism, or love, you're not just affecting your mood. You're collapsing quantum waves into outcomes aligned with those feelings. And this brings us to the ultimate question. If your consciousness is powerful enough to reshape reality, what are you creating with your thoughts? Are you building a world of fear and limitation, or one of possibility and expansion? This is what Goswami's self-aware universe challenges us to explore. It's not just a scientific theory, it's an invitation to rethink the way we live. Because if consciousness truly underpins the universe, then every thought you think matters. But the implications don't stop there. What happens when we apply this understanding of consciousness at a larger scale, when we start measuring the effects of entangled minds, shared intentions, and synchronized consciousness? The answer might redefine what it means to be human. That's what we'll explore next. Scientists detected brain signals traveling faster than light speed. Einstein called it impossible. Nature proved him wrong. For centuries, science has built its foundation on the limits of what can be measured. But what happens when discoveries defy those limits, challenging everything we thought we knew? That's exactly what's unfolding in laboratories around the world, where groundbreaking experiments are revealing the quantum nature of human consciousness. One of the most astonishing findings comes from studies on entangled brain tissues. Researchers have measured signals in the brain that seem to bypass the traditional laws of physics, transmitting information faster than the speed of light. For years, this idea was dismissed as pseudoscience. It contradicted Einstein's theory of relativity, which states that nothing can travel faster than light. But the evidence is becoming impossible to ignore. In one experiment, scientists isolated brain cells and exposed them to entangled photons, particles that share an instantaneous connection, no matter the distance. The results? The brain cells exhibited a response that synchronized with the photons, even when separated by vast distances. This suggests that entanglement isn't just a phenomenon of inert particles. It's happening in living systems. But it gets even more intriguing. Researchers have also discovered signs of quantum entanglement within DNA molecules. In a controlled study, DNA samples were separated into different chambers, yet when one sample was exposed to a stimulus, the other reacted instantly. This challenges the idea that biological systems are purely mechanical. Instead, it hints at a deeper, quantum-connected nature of life itself. And then there's the Global Consciousness Project, a large-scale experiment that's been running for decades. This project uses random number generators placed across the globe to detect patterns in randomness. Most of the time, the generators behave as expected, producing random data. But during major global events like natural disasters or moments of collective focus, these machines begin producing patterns that suggest human consciousness might be influencing the physical world. Think about what this means. If consciousness can affect something as fundamental as randomness, what else might it be influencing? Your environment? Your body? Your future? Another key breakthrough comes from experiments on quantum coherence in biological systems. Quantum coherence is the ability of particles to exist in a state of superposition, behaving as if they are both here and there, both particle and wave. For a long time, scientists believed this delicate state could only exist in controlled lab environments, as the chaos of living systems would disrupt it. But recent studies have shown that quantum coherence exists in processes like photosynthesis and even in the navigation systems of birds. Now, imagine this coherence at work in your brain. Your neurons might not just be firing electrical signals, They could be operating in a state of quantum superposition, enabling you to process vast amounts of information at once. This could explain why human intuition, creativity, and problem-solving often feel instantaneous and unexplainable. But here's where the laboratory evidence becomes deeply personal. If your brain and DNA are entangled at a quantum level, it means your thoughts, emotions, and even your intentions could have effects far beyond your immediate surroundings. You're not just an observer of reality. You're an active participant, influencing the quantum field with every choice you make. And the science backs this up. Experiments have shown that when people focus their thoughts on a shared goal, measurable changes occur. In one study, a group of meditators significantly lowered violent crime rates in their city during the period of their meditation. What could explain this other than a quantum connection between minds, creating a ripple effect in the physical world? Einstein might have scoffed at the idea of faster-than-light communication or quantum entanglement in biology, but these findings suggest a future where the lines between science and spirituality blur. We're discovering that the universe is far more interconnected than we ever imagined, and that consciousness is the key to understanding that connection. The question now isn't whether quantum effects exist in your brain and body, they do. The real question is, how can you harness this knowledge to reshape your life and the world around you? What comes next is a leap beyond the individual mind. When thousands, even millions of people focus their consciousness together, what happens to the world at large? Let's explore the power of collective consciousness and its quantum potential. When 2,000 people meditated in Washington, D.C., the crime rate dropped by 25%. Here's the quantum science behind it. What happens when consciousness isn't just individual but collective? If thoughts and intentions can influence the quantum field on a personal level, what's possible when large groups of people align their focus? The results might sound like science fiction, but they've been documented, and the implications are nothing short of revolutionary. Let's start with the famous Washington, D.C. meditation experiment conducted by scientists in the 1990s. A group of 2,000 people came together to meditate with the shared intention of reducing crime in the city. During the meditation period, violent crime rates fell by an astonishing 25%. Skeptics argued it was a coincidence, but the researchers accounted for variables like weather and law enforcement activity, and the results held. What could explain this? One possibility is a phenomenon called mass entanglement. Just as particles can become entangled and influence each other across distances, so too might human minds. When thousands of people focus their consciousness on a shared goal, it's as though they create a collective quantum field, amplifying their influence on the world around them. This idea isn't just theoretical, it's been observed in numerous studies. In one experiment, groups of people meditated or prayed together while scientists measured changes in the surrounding environment. Consistently, these group activities produced measurable effects, such as shifts in random number generators, atmospheric energy, and even physical events. But how does this work on a quantum level? The answer may lie in what researchers call field consciousness. Imagine consciousness as a field like a magnetic or gravitational field that spreads out and interacts with everything it touches. When people align their intentions, they strengthen this field, creating a resonance that influences the physical world. This resonance doesn't just affect external events. It synchronizes the participants' minds. Studies using EEG scans have shown that when groups meditate together, their brainwave patterns begin to sync up, as if their minds are functioning as one. This isn't just a metaphor. It's measurable evidence of a shared quantum state, where entangled minds create a unified field of consciousness. One of the most fascinating aspects of collective consciousness is its potential to solve global challenges. If a small group of meditators can influence crime rates in a single city, what could millions of people accomplish? Could focused global intention reduce conflict, reverse environmental damage, or even shift humanity's trajectory? This isn't just wishful thinking. The Global Consciousness Project has shown that human focus has measurable effects on the planet. Random number generators placed worldwide have detected patterns during major global events, as if collective emotions and thoughts are rippling through the quantum field. And it doesn't stop there. Experiments with synchronized brain states have shown that people working together can solve problems more efficiently, innovate more creatively, and even communicate more intuitively. It's as if tapping into the quantum connection between minds unlocks a higher level of collaboration. But there's another layer to consider: the ethical implications. If collective consciousness is this powerful, how do we ensure it's used for good? History has shown us that groupthink can lead to destructive outcomes when driven by fear, anger, or hatred. The challenge is to align collective intention with positive, constructive goals, because the quantum field doesn't judge. It simply responds to the energy we project. So what does this mean for you? It means that your thoughts, while powerful on their own, become exponentially more influential when aligned with others. It's a reminder that you're not just an individual, you're part of a vast, interconnected web of consciousness. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, and every intention you set contributes to the collective field. And this field is where true transformation happens. It's where science meets spirituality, where individuality merges into unity, and where the potential for global change becomes real. As we explore the quantum nature of collective consciousness, we're only beginning to scratch the surface of what's possible. The future of humanity may not depend on technological advancements or political strategies, but on our ability to harmonize our minds and align our intentions. But what happens when we take these discoveries beyond the realm of theory and apply them to cutting-edge technologies? Could quantum consciousness become the next frontier in human evolution? That's where we're headed next. The Pentagon is already using quantum consciousness tech. Here's what they discovered. The idea of quantum consciousness may feel like a concept plucked straight from the pages of a sci-fi novel, but it's already influencing real-world technologies and strategies. From experimental military applications to breakthroughs in medicine and communication, the practical implications of quantum consciousness are beginning to unfold. And they could redefine what it means to be human. Let's start with the Pentagon. According to reports, government agencies have been exploring the potential of brain-to-brain communication via entanglement. Imagine soldiers in the field, instantly transmitting critical information to their team through thought alone. No radios, no signals, just a direct quantum connection. This isn't as far-fetched as it sounds. Research has already demonstrated that entangled particles can transfer information instantaneously, and scientists are beginning to test whether this principle can be applied to human neural networks. But the military isn't the only one interested in the possibilities. In the medical field, researchers are investigating therapeutic neural entanglement, a revolutionary approach to treating conditions like PTSD, anxiety, and chronic pain. The idea is to use quantum coherence to synchronize brain activity, creating a harmonious state that promotes healing. Early experiments have shown promise, suggesting that quantum techniques could one day replace invasive treatments with non-invasive, consciousness-based therapies. Then there's the concept of consciousness enhancement technology. Imagine devices that amplify your ability to focus, process information, and even manifest intentions by aligning with the quantum field. These technologies would essentially act as boosters for your natural consciousness, enabling you to achieve states of awareness and creativity that were previously thought impossible. One particularly exciting area of research involves quantum learning systems. These systems use quantum algorithms to interact with the brain, accelerating learning processes and unlocking deeper levels of understanding. This could revolutionize education, making it possible for people to absorb complex information in hours rather than years. But as with any groundbreaking technology, there are ethical concerns. If quantum consciousness can be harnessed, who decides how it's used? Could it be exploited for surveillance or control? Could it widen the gap between those who have access to these advancements and those who don't? These are questions scientists and ethicists are grappling with as they navigate this uncharted territory. On a more personal level, These advancements raise profound questions about the nature of free will and individuality. If technologies can enhance or even manipulate consciousness, how do we maintain our sense of self? And how do we ensure that these tools are used to elevate humanity rather than diminish it? Despite these challenges, the potential benefits are extraordinary. For instance, brain-to-brain communication could revolutionize relationships, making misunderstandings a thing of the past. Imagine being able to truly share your thoughts and emotions with another person, creating a level of intimacy and connection that words could never achieve. In the realm of group consciousness, quantum technologies could help align minds on a global scale. Imagine millions of people meditating or focusing on a shared goal, with technology amplifying their collective intention. This could lead to unprecedented levels of cooperation, innovation, and global problem-solving. And then there's the potential for consciousness exploration. With quantum technologies, we could gain deeper insights into the nature of reality itself, exploring dimensions of existence that are currently beyond our perception. This could lead to a new understanding of life, death, and the universe as a whole. But perhaps the most exciting possibility is the idea of quantum consciousness as the next stage of human evolution. Throughout history, humanity has evolved by mastering its environment, through tools, agriculture, and technology. But what if the next leap isn't about mastering the external world, but the internal one? By understanding and harnessing the quantum nature of consciousness, we could unlock levels of creativity, compassion, and connection that we've only dreamed of. We could become not just thinkers or doers, but co-creators with the universe itself. The question isn't whether these advancements will happen, it's when. And as they do, they'll challenge us to rethink everything we know about what it means to be human. But what lies beyond even these technologies? What is the ultimate potential of entangled consciousness? The answer might just redefine the future of humanity. Let's take a closer look at the new paradigm we're stepping into. The next stage of human evolution isn't biological. It's quantum. Throughout history, humanity has seen leaps in evolution that redefined our potential, from mastering fire to harnessing electricity to creating the internet. But today, we stand at the brink of a shift unlike any other. This isn't about advancing tools or biology. It's about transforming the very foundation of what we are, conscious beings. And the key lies in quantum consciousness. What does a world shaped by quantum awareness look like? First, it's essential to understand that this paradigm shift isn't just theoretical. It's already happening. The discoveries we've explored so far, entanglement in brain microtubules, collective consciousness experiments, and the observer effect, are pointing us toward a profound truth. Our consciousness isn't confined to our brains or bodies. It's a field, an interconnected web, resonating with the quantum fabric of the universe. Imagine a world where this understanding is mainstream, where consciousness isn't just studied but actively cultivated and enhanced. This could be the key to solving the greatest challenges humanity faces. Conflict, inequality, and environmental destruction. These are problems born from a limited perspective of separation. But quantum consciousness reveals that separation is an illusion. At the deepest level, we are all connected. This isn't just philosophical, it's practical. When we begin to view ourselves as part of an entangled whole, our choices change. Collaboration replaces competition. Compassion becomes a natural response. And innovation accelerates as we align our intentions with the quantum field's infinite possibilities. Take the concept of quantum creativity. As we learn to harness the power of our subconscious minds, we unlock an unlimited reservoir of ideas, insights, and solutions. This could lead to breakthroughs in science, art, and technology that redefine the human experience. And then there's quantum healing. Imagine a future where diseases are treated not just with medicine, but with consciousness itself. By aligning the quantum vibrations of our cells, we could heal faster, live longer, and even reverse conditions that seem incurable today. But the implications go beyond the individual. With tools like synchronized meditation and brain-to-brain communication, we could create a global consciousness network, a unified field of awareness that amplifies our collective intelligence. This could be the foundation for a world where cooperation isn't just an ideal but a reality. The possibilities are endless. What if we could use quantum technologies to explore other dimensions of existence? What if we discovered that death isn't the end, but a transition into another state of consciousness? What if we could consciously interact with the quantum field to shape our reality in ways we can't yet imagine? These questions aren't just speculative, they're invitations. The new paradigm challenges us to rethink everything we know about reality, identity, and potential. It invites us to step beyond the limitations of our current understanding and embrace a quantum perspective. But with great power comes great responsibility. As we explore this new frontier, we must also consider the ethical implications. How do we ensure that quantum technologies are used to uplift humanity rather than control it? How do we navigate the challenges of integrating these advancements into a society that isn't yet prepared for them? The answers will require a shift not just in technology, but in consciousness itself. To fully embrace the quantum paradigm, we must evolve not biologically but spiritually. This means cultivating awareness, compassion, and a deep understanding of our interconnectedness. And here's the most exciting part. This evolution isn't something we have to wait for. It's happening now, in real time, as people around the world awaken to the power of their minds and the potential of the quantum field. So, where do you fit into this picture? The truth is, you're already part of it. Every thought you think, every intention you set, every moment of awareness you cultivate contributes to the new paradigm. You are not just an observer, you're a co-creator. The next stage of evolution isn't something that will happen to humanity. It's something that's happening through humanity. And as we step into this quantum future, the only limits are the ones we believe in. The question isn't whether we'll evolve, it's how far we're willing to go. The quantum field is waiting. What will you create?